opening prayers. Our loving and generous God, we praise and thank you for all the bountiful blessing you've given us. Thank you for giving us a mind that can know and a heart that can love. Thank you for giving us a chance to continue learning amid pandemic that had caused a lot of change in our lives. We are sorry for time we have failed you. We humbly ask for your forgiveness. Father, help us stay focused in our study. The learning become difficult, grant us the gift of courage and enthusiasm. Grant us the grace to use our knowledge in making difference into the lives of people around us. All this pray in our mighty name. Amen. Love of oneself. Wisdom according to the Socrates begin with this one basic principle. Know thyself. He referred to the human mind as a storehouse of truth which man has only recognized and realized in order to acquire the true and certain knowledge of we ought to become a person. If anyone know what is right and true, he cannot help but choose it, act consistent with it. According to Socrates, views knowledge as synonymous to virtues, glean the story of philosophy. Love and selfness. To know ourselves is to love ourselves. To love ourselves is to acknowledge the fundamental goodness of our nature and to share it with others. Love is tendency toward what is good. Selfness is withdrawing to ourselves, putting ourselves ahead and above all others. Love thrives on justice, on what is honest and beautiful. Selfness is the overflowing of greed and pride. It is true that loving ourselves means being concerned with our needs, but our cooperation with ourselves must be regulated by temperance. Loving by including others is selfness. It is narcissism. No man lives for himself alone. The concept of man for others is not a novelty. We find ourselves in the selves of the others. This is how it is since our human nature is social. The commandment, love your neighbor as yourself, as both the why and the how. We love our neighbor because he is like us a person. We should love him by not doing to him what we do not want to be done to us. When we do this, we show our concern not only for others but our great respect for ourselves. The ethics of self-perfection. It is our duty to develop, actualizing our potentials in the biological sense. This means growing in your years and maturity. In the moral sense, this means molding our character, ethics insofar as it directs our towards this goals could be ethics of self-perfection, the goal of ethics. As Paul teach point out, is to become a person is the community of person, morality and beyond. 12 in Filipino. This is translated to pagpapakatao. Equipped with the natural powers for self-development, man does not need money or expensive mechanical device to build a splendid character. For tillage, it requires only that we actualize what we are as essentially, and therefore that we are potentially. All that one has to do is to apply the intellect and well on. Those values truly reflect our nobility as person. Of course, this is easier said than done. The process of spiritual maturation demand personal sacrifices, just as the iron is shaped into the field by fire. And by thousand founding, so is human character shaped by discipline into a work of art. Thus, Apollinario Mapini exhorts the people in the third decalogue of his famous Verdante Decalogue, cultivate the special talent which God has given you in life, working and studying hard to the best of your ability without sparing yourself from the path of goodness.
Introducing myself.
Real love, shawty G'd up. Got me bugging, I don't think that I can leave her. Let them hate, they ain't getting in between us. Hold this Gucci, match a Gucci on your sneaker.
Hi everyone, my name is Dilberto D. Blanca Jr., student from BSIT LX1A. Today, going to topic the chapter 12, Love of Oneself. The topic, the integral values of the person. The integrity of the person is the totality of his being as composed of body and soul. And the three integral values of the person. First, the biological duties. The biological duties are those pertaining to the preservation of life and are the maintenance of health and body function. It is the duty of everyone to take adequate nourishment, food, and rest in order to preserve physical well-being. Moderation should whatever regulate our pursuit of biological needs. And the second, intellectual duties. The intellectual duties are those pertaining to the development of our intellectual. It is the duty of everyone to overcome ignorance by learning a skill or by acquiring a science. It belongs to human dignity that one is at last knowledge of thus things directly affecting his life. Likewise, one has the obligation to cultivate proper attitude, and one should, for example, develop the habit of being happy, relaxed, and positive. The cultivation of the taste of what is the right and beautiful contribute to the personality of the person. And the third duties, moral duties. The moral duties are those pertaining to the development of the spirit or character. These consist in the practice of religion, of the moral virtues. The moral duties, one above all other duties, man's perfection is moral. It is a moral integrity which crowns man's with the fullness of his dignity of a human being. Heroes, saints, and martyrs. Heroes, saints, and martyrs are not born, they are made. What heroes, saints, and martyrs have in common is character they nurtured. Thus, attitude and habit that set them far from the ordinary mean they shaped their own character and directed their destiny. The greatest and nobility belong to him who Nuff, born in the forest and without knowledge of whatever except that of the native tongue. And our basic personal right corrective to our natural duties are the right essential to our integrity as person, the right to the religious worship is the then let us consider the following: the right to life and the right to private property, and the third, the right of education. To our basic personal right. First, right to life. The right to life is the most important of all our rights. It is the foundation, we may say, of all other rights. The 1987 Constitution expressly guarantees this right, that our right to be alive and to be secured from physical harms and a primordial duty of government. Sector 4, Article 2. In the second, the right to private property. The right to private property to life is the right to private property precisely because man has the right to life. He also acquires the right to private too, thus mean necessary for the sustenance and maintenance of life. And the third, the right of education. The right of education comes from man's rational nature. Every child is entitled to be educated by his family, by the state, and by the church. Iyon tulad po natin sa ating sitwasyon na dahil dito sa pandemic, nahihirapan ang mga estudyante na makapag-aral. At buti na lang tinutulungan tayo ng ating mga magulang para matustusan tayo at mabigyan tayo ng magandang kinabukasan at binibigyan tayo ng mga pangangailangan para sa pag-aaral. At tulad ng online class, binibigyan tayo ng pang-load and etc. Thank you.